Hey, what's up everybody, Retro Gaming Guy here, coming at you guys with another DKOLDIES video because we've got yet another update on the DKOLDIES website. So we're going to jump over to their website and I'm going to show you guys where they've actually changed some of their consoles from refurbished condition to used condition. And I think this is a good step in the right direction. However, it's not without controversy because in the end, it is DKOLDIES. So you're going to see where some are still listed as refurbished while most of them are actually listed as good used condition. But there's more. As always, DKOLDIES actually says at one point on one of their listings that even their good used condition items actually go through their refurbishing process, and they provide us with a link to see exactly what that refurbishing process is. It's eye-opening, as you probably guessed. Let's dive into it. All right, guys, so let's start this journey down to Crazy Town with DKOLDIES. So here we are on the website. We are going to jump over, and I think we'll kick it off over here under Nintendo. We'll jump into N64. So we're going to jump in here, and let's find a player pack. We'll go with the most popular N64 two-player pack. And you can see here it includes the console, as well as two controllers, third party, of course. And if we go down here, notice no mention of refurbished anywhere in the description. In fact, it says good used condition. And what that entails is console that will look good and work, free of dirt and debris, free from stickers, writing, major chips or cracks, and major discoloration. May show minor signs of age and use. Okay, and now it says all of our DKOLDIES used products go through our refurbish and inspection process and are backed by our free 1-year warranty. So it's not in refurbished condition anymore. They're advertising used, good used condition, but they still put it through their refurbished and inspection process, but not enough where they would actually advertise it any longer as refurbished. But we can click on what this refurbished and inspection process is now. Let's do that. So this is going to be in depth. I did kind of glaze through this before. I didn't read it word for word, but let's read through this for a couple minutes and see exactly what this entails, because it's very interesting, to say the least, and contradicting, of course, because it is DKOLDIES. So DKOLDIES evolves this refurbishment and inspection process regularly based on customer feedback and will continue to modify this process as time goes on. So I guess we should stay tuned for this because it's going to be a work in progress, I believe. And for those of you that know how to go into like the back end of websites and see when updates are made, definitely if you can, let me know when this was actually when this page was created, because I've never seen this before. And I've combed through their website quite extensively in the past. So I believe this is probably close to today's date. This is May 1st at the time of this recording. So I would imagine this was probably in the last maybe week or so, because this is all very new. Unless they've kept this page, kind of private and they haven't put links to it, because we did have to click that link. So consoles. For every console to be considered in working order, the following must apply. And I do like that they are adding, all of this clarification here and making it readily available. So I will say that. Multiple different games ranging in duration must work without issue on the first or second try. All controller and accessory ports must work. Power buttons, switch buttons, turn the console on and off. The TV port must display video and audio using a modern flat screen TV display. Reset buttons restart the console. So good, I'm in agreement there. Interesting right here, though, acceptable condition. So if we go back, and I'll minimize this for a second here, you can see here, this is just a regular listing, but they do have acceptable ones that you can get for less. And that's actually the first one here. This N64 player pack in acceptable condition is at a reduced price. So if we go back over here, we can see exactly what the difference would be. Acceptable condition, N64, Genesis, NES, Super Nintendo, reset buttons may not function. That's kind of strange, because acceptable should be like cosmetic defects, flaws, maybe, yellowing because they've aged. Even, like writing on them. Sometimes people would put their name with a Sharpie on stuff, mostly games, but I've seen it on consoles. Or it's just the console like what I got from DKOLDIES the first time when they were supposed to send me a very good condition Platinum GameCube console. They sent me that cosmetically flawed one, which was just dinged up. The finish was scraped off in certain spots. But to me, acceptable should be something that isn't compromised in any way with functionality. It should still function still the way that it was intended to. It just looks a little off. It's got the yellowing, like I said. It's got dings on it, scuffs, scrapes, stuff like that, cosmetic faults or defects. This, something that does not function as it's intended to, I don't know if I'd list that as acceptable. I would definitely clarify it and detail that, but I don't know if I'd say it's acceptable. I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking. We'll move on, but I just don't think that something that does not work properly should be sold in acceptable condition. I think you should just fix it, because usually a reset button is not a major fix, especially for a company that, claims to have been refurbishing consoles for 20 plus years. So we'll move on though. Every console goes through all steps of our detailed cleaning process listed below. Opened, I'm just kind of scanning ahead here. This reads weird, but opened exposing the inner components of the console, and dirt or debris inside of the console and inside the lid is blown out using air compressors. We don't like to use commas, I guess. If there is anything that cannot be blown out, the inside of the console is cleaned by hand. Rust, discoloration, and visual deficiencies not included. So if there's anything that cannot be blown out, the inside of the console is cleaned by hand. Okay. Rust. Shouldn't be rust inside. I mean, I've seen rust inside, but usually it's an indication of a bigger issue. Discoloration, visual deficiencies. I don't know what visual deficiencies is exactly, but okay. Weird that rust is, I don't know, whatever. Consoles that have been previously repaired by DKOLDIES will be opened to the motherboard and all the components recleaned. So why would it have been repaired by them previously? Maybe if they're, I don't know. The way they do things is weird. Previously repaired by DKOLDIES. So if it was repaired and something happened where it has to be repaired again, or they repaired it, closed it back up, and now they're going through and cleaning it after the fact, because it's the cleaning process. Wouldn't you do the cleaning process prior to any refurbishing and repairing? I don't know. That's kind of a weird order of things. I would clean it out, figure out what the issues are, repair them, and then obviously you clean up afterwards. You wouldn't have to then go back in again and clean it if you've already been in the console multiple times. I don't know. Weird. Anyways, all consoles that are deemed as not functioning and go through our repair process are opened in order to troubleshoot and repair each component that is causing the console to not be functioning in its playable state. All consoles that are deemed not functioning. Well, yeah, right? If they're deemed as not functioning and go through our repair process, they're opened. I hope so. Okay. Once the console is repaired and is considered functioning, all components are assembled and will go through the DKOLDIES testing process. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. The exterior shell of a unit that protects the inner components is cleaned from all residue, dirt, debris, sticky substances, and foreign objects. Rust and discoloration and visual deficiencies not included. Any screws removed from the console during any of DKOLDIES repair process are reinstalled, and screws deemed non-vital may be repositioned or not used for internal auditing purposes. Any screws removed? So if you took 6 screws out of, some housing or a bracket, you could put 3 or 4 back instead of 6 because you don't need 6. That's a weird. Why not just put back what you took off? Why would you want to save the extra couple seconds of putting 2 extra screws in? Like, what? What a ridiculous thing to put in there. Because if we think about it, right, because this is just the dumbest thing I've seen on here so far. If we have a bracket inside of a console, just as an example, and it has 6 screws that hold it in place, do we need 6 screws to hold that in place? Think about it. Do we need 6? Even if we have, I don't have a console around me, otherwise I'd demonstrate this. Here, I have a controller here. This is an Xbox original controller. On the back, it has 6 screw holes that hold, the front casing to the back casing, right? Do we really need all 6 of these to hold it together, or will it hold with 4? It'll hold with 4. It'll hold with 2. If we put one here and one here, it would be a little wiggly, but it would still hold. So if they deem that, well, 2 of the 6 will hold it in place, so we can leave those out, that's acceptable? Come on, give me a break. That's ridiculous. If you take 6 screws out, put the 6 screws back. You're not saving any time. That's just so dumb. Anyways, not to dwell on this, but that's just the dumbest thing I've seen so far. If the console does not work, repairs will be made with third-party parts. The console can go through any or all of these steps until it is working, or it will be deemed unsaleable on DKOLDIES.com. Unsellable would be what I would write. Unsellable on DKOLDIES.com, not unsaleable. Anyways, they're not going to put it on sale. Outer shell of the console removed, and I'm okay with third-party parts because, yeah, the original ones are hard to find these days, although they should have, original parts, but whatever. Motherboard inspected, components such as hard drive, power supply, controller ports, cables, power button, heat shields, disk assembly, cartridge slots, pin connectors, fans, battery, etc. may be replaced. Okay, capacitors or a damaged solder connection repaired or replaced. May receive a laser adjustment or laser replacement. Replace thermal paste if needed. If needed, okay. All right. I'm okay with if needed, but I don't think that I've never seen any thermal paste ever replaced in anything that DKOLDIES has done. I've never seen a video that showed them having ever done that either. Okay. Good used condition console. We kind of already covered that before. I think they did that on the listing for the N64 pack. Acceptable condition console. Let's read this though. Consoles that don't look so good but still work, free of dirt and debris. They need to have a lawyer write this stuff because they're just the way they phrase things and things that they say are just, I don't know, they come off as like juvenile. Consoles that don't look so good. Like that's not, I don't know, that's not how you would phrase that. It's not like a real professional way, but whatever. Acceptable cosmetic condition, may have stickers, writing, major chips or cracks and or major discoloration, may show major signs of age and use. Okay. Acceptable condition, yeah, the reset buttons may not function. Okay. Games. I don't really worry so much about the games here, but they basically guarantee that your games work and they're covered under that free 1-year warranty. Games go through an inspection and testing process to ensure a high level of workability. Every game's exterior, including its exterior gameplay surface, is cleaned by hand to remove dust, debris, stickers, markers. Gameplay surface is inspected for damage. Label is inspected and cleaned. Label imprints are located for authenticity. Battery tester in place with a third-party new battery if it falls below 2.9 volts. Disc resurfacing to remove minor scratching. Okay, I'm all right with all of that. Good used condition, and this is for that, yeah, cosmetically flawed versus regular. We covered what good used is. Let's see what cosmetically flawed means to them. Games that don't look so good but still work, free of dirt and debris. Stickers or writing, major discoloration, cracks or chips possible, ripped, torn, faded, stained, and or missing labels. I'm okay with that as long as these like cracks and chips. Obviously, that would have to be on like the outer shell of a old cartridge. It can't be obviously on a disc, otherwise, it's not going to work. I'm good with that. All right, so we went through their entire refurbished inspection process. Definitely some cringy stuff in there. Definitely some red flags, weird ways to phrase things, and all of that. But I don't think anything competes with the fact that it's weird that all that applies to this is the acceptable one, but a acceptable or good used condition console. Let's go and see what they have going on in other ones. Let's go over to GameCube. It's the next one down. And let's find, we'll go into this fan favorite, Platinum, which is basically what I got, except I didn't get the one with the Mario Sunshine game. And we'll go down here, fully cleaned and refurbished. So this one is still advertised as refurbished. It's not just good condition, but fun. It doesn't have that link to tell us what the refurbishing process is. So it gave us the link on the good condition one, good used condition, but doesn't give us the link on the actually refurbished listing. Weird. Definitely some disconnect there. So maybe they can use this video as a way to kind of check what they're doing. So let's go into another. Let's just go into one more. Let's go into Wii U. I don't think I've ever looked at Wii U on here, actually. That one's out of stock, so we'll take a look at this player pack. Looks like $259 for good condition. Yeah, it's a high price. That's a real high price. Okay, let's see. Just looking for anywhere where it says refurbished, and I'm not seeing that here. A cosmetically flawed system includes products showing, yeah, but this isn't cosmetically flawed. This is good condition. So it doesn't say refurbished on here, as far as I can tell. Great used condition. All right, so this one's not refurbished either. So far, the majority are not showing refurbished. Also doesn't have that link, but it's not in refurbished condition. So, you know, okay. Let's go over here to PlayStation. We'll go into PS1. We'll kind of work our way through PlayStation, Xbox, etc. We'll go with, this one's more expensive. Let's go with PS1 player pack. Is this refurbished? No, not listed as refurbished. This item is in good used condition. Also doesn't give us the link for any of what we saw on the N64 for their refurbishing process. So do only the N64 ones go through? Because it said all good used condition consoles go through that refurbishing process. But so far, the N64 is the only one that actually has the link there, and the only one that actually says that in the fine print. So this is just used condition. This is not refurbished. All right, let's go to PS2. And I'm not going to go through all the PlayStations. This will be the last one. Let's go to fan favorite slim player pack. Okay. This one is refurbished. Refurbished, cleaned, and tested. Also does not give us that link to give us any of the information. I want to go in here to, and this one for status is refurbished. Nowhere in here does it say. This one gives us the warranty info, but does not give us the information as to what that refurbishing process is. Only the N64, yet again, has given us that. And let's go into the fat one here. Refurbished, cleaned, tested. So this one is refurbished. Does not give us the link here either. Okay. All right, we'll forget that. Let's go into original Xbox. What do we have here? Player pack. Let's see. Are you refurbished? You are not refurbished. You are in great used condition. Awesome. Great used condition and have been tested and work. Awesome. Does not give us that information link either. So only the N64 gives us that link over to the refurbishing process that they outline. Let's just go into 360. Let's go into the standard, go into the 60 gigabyte one. And you are in refurbished condition. So we're, I guess, not giving us the information either. So it seems like every other console is either refurbished or good condition, but the good condition ones may be refurbished. At least the N64 ones are, because it has that link with their refurbishing process outlined. It's almost like that was a mistake, but yet there's other consoles out there that are in good condition. Let's see what this one is, because it's right here. This one is good used condition. Okay. So the other one was refurbished. This one's not. Doesn't have the link in there either. All right, we have one more on the page. Might as well click that one too. This is the S4 gigabyte. This one is in good used condition. DKOLDIES, you make my head hurt. You really do. And this one, just to verify that I didn't make that up, is in refurbished condition. So hit or miss as to whether they are refurbished or good used condition. Does the process vary from console to console now? Are we not doing the same thing across the board for every single console? That complicates things. I don't know what is what on here. So how does an employee that works for DK Oldies know to go in and say, okay, this particular Xbox 360 is in good condition, but this one's refurbished. So they have to look at the label and figure out which one. Obviously, these are different color, but they have to figure out these ones here we don't refurbish. This one we do refurbish. Come on. They're all over the place. They're scrambling to figure out what the hell they're doing these days because they're feeling the pressure. And I'm okay with them listing things as good used condition. I think that's great. But do it across the board. Don't do this one and that one, but not this one. Doesn't make any sense. But yet, for N64, it's in good used condition, but as it says right here, all of our DK Oldies used products go through our refurbishment and inspection process. But this is literally the only listing I've found so far that reads that way and says that clearly for everybody to, pick up on and click over and read the actual process so we can become informed consumers, which I don't think is what they really want us to be. Weird, strange, frustrating, yet here at least, I feel like there's some clarity, but it's few and far between. They're not doing it across the board. So I don't know. Comb through their website on your own if you're interested and see what you find. I have a feeling, like it said in the fine print there, it's going to update quite often, but you saw how it is today here on May 1st, 2023. All right, guys, we combed through their website. Once again, we saw what consoles were actually listed as used good condition and which ones were actually listed as refurbished condition. And we also got to see what the refurbishing process entails and what their process for cleaning actually entails as well. And it's certainly not without controversy, not without red flags. Let me know, though, in the comment section what you guys thought of what we combed through today on the DK Oldies website. Let me know what you think about this. What do you think is an improvement? What do you think just sets them back a few steps while they're trying to move forward from all of this? Because there's definitely some contradictions in there and some concerns. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this content today. Please leave me a thumbs up on the video. It's a huge help to me here on YouTube. And of course, hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.